each week I'm working on something for the group, and I call it a tooltip. And it's driven by what happens on this program. So if you've got a tip or a hint or whatever, and you'd like us to show and share it with folks, all you really have to do is send it to us. We'll develop it, and it will come out as a tool tip. I'm going to get this up here and pop it in full height, and then here it is. Uh-oh, the audio didn't come along?
No audio.
No audio. I don't have any idea why that happened.
Oh, you get to narrate like Mike Rowe.
Yeah, are you fast forwarding or is it regular play? Looks
No.
like you might be fast forwarding.
Cat Matty, on Zoom, there's a switch there that allows you to have computer audio in there. Make sure that's clicked when you share.
All right, under Zoom, under.
When you go to share, there's a little button there.
Oh, all right.
Me right for computer
Oh,
audio.
share sound. Okay,
There you go.
now I got you. Hey, we're slow, but not backwards. Okay. Let me do this again.
Yay!
There it is.
Hey, it's time for a tool tip. I'm Captain Eddie Castelin. You want to see what I'm suggesting this time? All you got to do it. It's right there. Just watch it. It's right there. This is a chuck I had developed with some jaws on it so I could turn bracelets. A couple of weeks ago we had a little flood come through. The bench it was on fell, just went to the ground. It's full of crap, really. So I'm going to blow it all out. Then I'm going to start taking it apart. I'm going to take the faces off the Coles jaws and then get into taking the Coles jaws off. Look at this thing. It is just a piece of trash. The water got to it, no way to save it. I'm going to store it in a little gray container across the shop. Yeah, I put a lot of things in there. Now we have the face out. Now I need to take the T-wrench and remove those 8 screws. Now I can do it with the T-wrench, takes a little time, or I can go over and get my screw stick. This is a low torque, kind of low powered stick, not a handle on it so I can't wrench off anything. Or use the T-screw. There it is, we broke it down, we cleaned it up with a Scotch-Brite pad. You see it's in good shape right now, but it's still dirty. I pulled all the dogs up and just rolling them backwards. They come right out, and it gives me something to work with. To work with, I mean, I have to go from number 1 to number 4, see if all the ports are cleaned out. That's the dogs that slide through them. If there's glue or waste or trash or anything in there, it will slow it down. Now I'm going to clean the rest of it. Now here I'm going to take my Scotch-Brite pad on a little pistol drill and clean those dogs up. Now why? I don't like taking it to a wire brush because it will tend to snap out of your fingers, and my fingers don't like wire brushes. So I'll use a little Brillo pad and clean it up. In a minute I'll soak it, get off any residuals. I'm soaking it in my secret mixture. This is Formula 9. Paint thinner. Mineral spirits. I put it in there. This is a water bottle I cut the side out of to make it easy to get in there. I'm going to throw the dogs in the bottom and let them soak for a minute or two, getting latent grease off. Then I'm going to put my chuck body in there. A minute or so later, I'm going to be ready to start spinning this thing. Now, I can make a rig that'll fill my drill that'll turn that handle at high speed, but I really don't need to. You see, you don't turn at high speed in your shop. I put the handle in with it in the box. Watch the color of the mineral spirits change. Is it just going around with hand pressure? But when you're doing it, watch how smooth it starts turning. You get the garbage, the trash, the stuff off the swirls, the stuff off the dogs. Everything is moving, and it's all gone in the bottom of the tank. Oh, guess what? You can reuse that mineral spirits. That's why it's in a milk bottle, so you can dump it back out. I put it on the bench. That is my handkerchief I have there. Put it on the bench and ran it a few times to make sure I had all the crap out, or trash out, pardon me. And then we're gonna clean it up a little bit, use the Scotch-Brite. Now clean all the ways in case something's latent that I didn't get off in the soaking. That could be wax, that could be glue, and almost anything. Could be from oil. Yep, oil. Now I'm going to start putting the dogs back in. Remember, the dogs are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and the body of the cast is numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember to start with the right one and go in the right direction. Now I can clean them up one more time, make sure there ain't any trash on them. I just got them out the pot where they were soaking a little bit. I just want to make sure they don't carry anything into the waves. I got the number 1, and I'm putting it in the number 1 slot. The number 2 slot is counterclockwise. Number 3, number 4. Get them in the right spot. See the Band-Aid? I put that Band-Aid around the outside of the jaws. You missed it because I missed it. When I put the Band-Aid on the outside and I wound around backwards, when the number 1 popped in, then I could screw it the rest of the way, and look, it meets perfectly in the center. Now, this is the way you put the dogs in. You can fight it, or you can just get the rubber band. Roll this back out just a little bit. Need a little working room here. And that's when you'll know when you roll it if anything's clogging up or jamming up. And then I'll put the face plates on. Now, I clean the back because see that little groove on the back of that plate? That is what rides into the keeper on the jaws, on the dogs. And if that is dirty, they will not sit flat and proper. I put it back on and I tighten them down. I go moderately tight, and then I come back and put one more bite on them a little bit. I'm missing one screw. I dropped it on the floor. It'll show up in the magnet in a few minutes. Now I check to see if there's any wobble. Wobble is a killer. There you have it. Charles is looking pretty good. Clean them all up. Going to make some new faces to go on for bracelets. It's a good piece of equipment to have. And do not bypass any safeties. They all have limits on how wide they open. Be careful. Number 2, they rate it for 1,000 RPMs. Rated for means stay below. It's like the speed limit. It's not like 35, it is 35. So here, keep it low. Don't get hurt. It's a finishing product. And oh yeah, did you notice I didn't spray any lubricant on this thing? Even that stuff in that blue and yellow can with the 2 letters and 2 numbers for a name, that stuff. I didn't spray any of that on here. Why? I think the metal, when I cleaned it the way I did, and I used mineral spirits, which doesn't leave a trace, it's going to run better. Now, if I think I'm putting something on, think about putting something on it, I would probably use the Boeing T9. Why? Because it dries and it doesn't hold dust. You see, anything else that's wet, it's going to hold dust. That is what we just cleaned out. I'm Captain Eddie Castelin, Worldwide Woodturners. It's your place for information.
Okay, I think that stopped. Did it go away and we're on again?
We're on
Nice
again.
job, Eddie.
You're back on. Great job,
Good
Ed.
job, Eddie.
All right, and that was all done. Thank you. That was all done with my iPad. No computers, no mixers, nothing else. My iPad, and it actually, what you just saw ran about 8 or 9 minutes. It would have taken me maybe 15 total minutes from the time I took the chuck off the lathe and started breaking it down and want to put it back together again. Now, before I take it off the lathe, if it's a regular chuck, I would take a real fine wire brush and brush off the outside of the jaws on standard jaws, 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and clean it up. Never, ever will I take steel wool to my lathe. No way. No, I like these fingers. I only got 10 and I like them all. So, but if you clean that chuck, you'll be amazed at how nice it will crank in and out. It really is disappointing to me when I see people, and I've seen this on professional demonstrators, where they're wrestling with those 2 bars or have an extension on their handle to help them torque it out, torque it in. No, if you're going to fight it that hard, you're doing something else wrong, or you're doing something wrong altogether. So clean it, get it working right. And I wasn't kidding about the lube. If you got it clean and you keep it clean, you don't need that stuff. All right, anybody that got a tool tip, they want to suggest one, send it to us by email, put it on our website. We'll handle it. We'll get it produced. If you don't do your own,